So let's consider the hemoglobin A1C and see how it affects mortality from all causes. Now in this graph, you can see how the risk of dying from any cause goes up as you increase the level of glycosylated hemoglobin, or the hemoglobin A1C. It's interesting to note that glycosylated hemoglobin is a better predictor of risk of dying than other factors such as cholesterol, blood pressure, body mass index even. Even after adjusting for factors such as age and blood pressure, cholesterol, BMI, smoking even, and history of cardiovascular disease already in the body, the risk is still increased with higher levels of glycosylated hemoglobin. People with levels below 5 have the lowest risk of dying. In one study, the authors made an important observation. They found that 80% of the extra risk of dying linked to a high glycosylated hemoglobin, which is 5 or higher, was in people who didn't have diabetes. Surprisingly, only about 7% of the people in the study had diabetes. However, researchers also noted that about 70% of those individuals over 45 without diabetes had slightly high hemoglobin A1C levels, above 5%. And based on these findings, the authors suggest that more lives could be saved by bringing down the A1C levels of everyone rather than just focusing on those with diabetes. Now this chart's showing how cancer mortality changes in relationship to fasting blood sugars levels in men. The higher the fasting blood sugar level, the higher the mortality rate from cancer. The trends observed for men are also similar in women. Now this graph displays how overall mortality changes depending on fasting blood sugars. Focusing on men in this study, like cancer risk, we can see that the fasting blood sugar levels, as they increase, the risk of all-cause mortality also increases. Similar trends are observed in women, and pre-diabetic women experienced a 24% increase in total mortality compared to those with normal blood sugars. In a study involving 824 seniors, it was discovered that high blood sugar levels had an impact on the brain. The research found that individuals with diabetes faced a 65% higher risk of developing Alzheimer's disease, even after accounting for factors like age and gender and educational level. So here's a list of preventable causes of death. These deaths are preventable because they are all linked to things that we can change in our lifestyles. The number of yearly preventable deaths is an estimate of how many lives would be saved if everyone made the changes to eliminate the risk factors that are mentioned. For instance, if everybody stopped smoking or began to exercise regularly. To put things into perspective, in the year of the study, which was 2009, there were a total of 2,448,017 deaths in the U.S. It was worth noting that the high blood sugar alone contributed to nearly 200,000 extra deaths every year. This shows that managing blood sugar levels is crucial as a health concept for everybody to understand and to act upon. Now remember, anything that has yellow highlights are fair game for question. And the question became, how many preventable deaths are out there because of high blood sugar? And look at the numbers. And be very careful as you watch as we go to the next slide. So here's a question. High blood sugar is a, or an, blank cause of death. Would it be A, unlikely cause of death, B, a new cause of death, C, a preventable cause of death, or D, a fake cause of death? All right? I want you to write them down. Commit to your answers, writing them down. We're going to give you just a moment, and then when you hear the bell ring, we're going on to the next slide. And the answer is high blood sugar is a preventable cause of death. So, as a recap of this section, we looked at the purpose of the hemoglobin A1C test. We also looked at how high blood sugar can affect certain diseases. Those diseases included such things as cancer risks and all-cause mortality and Alzheimer's disease. In the end, we ended up with a sobering thought that many preventable deaths happen simply because of sugars that are higher than they should be. In the next section, we're going to look at the good news to learn about diabetes, and that is the way that you live can help prevent diabetes. See you in the next section.